And we're back. We're back. It was quick. It was a quick turnaround. I hate my computer sometimes. And we are back with Eric from War Party Paranormal / Ghost Hunter South Florida, and Fran from Supernatural Eye. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being at PEX. You guys were here last year and had a good time.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So give me the quick little rundown about your guys' journey to the paranormal.
Okay. You want to go first?
Well, I had my first encounter when I was a little girl at the age of 6, and I just had these reoccurring nightmares. I would say sleep paralysis sometimes, night terrors. Eventually led me to pursue my degree in psychology because I wanted to scientifically explain what was happening to me. Am I going crazy? What was the case? And from there on, I just kind of ventured on and did my investigations just independently, trying to gather friends to join me and just research some of the haunted locations and different investigations itself. And that's how I venture off in the paranormal.
Nice. And what about you, sir?
Me? I don't have a crazy story. I went in as a skeptic. I mean, I just when Ghost Hunters came out, that was the show. Like, I want to see if that's real.
Like,
I want something thrown at me, you know? So I went into it to debunk it.
Right.
And I seen some crazy stuff. So
some crazy, unexplainable things.
I'm not that much. I'm still a skeptic. When I review I'm always trying to debunk, always trying to find an explanation. But yeah, there's definitely stuff out there on the other side that I can't explain. So, I'm more a believer when I first started. So even if I thought that there was something going on that we don't know about, but
you're like, there's things that I'm like, it's always good to keep the skeptical mind a little bit because, like you said, you don't want to just jump to everything as paranormal.
Definitely.
Do. So you want to keep that, but it's there's some things that you're like, dude, I'm a skeptic and I cannot explain what just happened. I can't.
Yeah, and all our team members, when we all review each other's evidence, and we're very skeptical. And sometimes we get mad, when we find an explanation.
It's disappointing, right?
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
No, but you have to be that way.
Right.
Yep.
So does anyone have any questions for Eric and Fran?
Who's been your favorite person to work with?
Joe Vitale, right here.
Right. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down, Joe Vitale.
He's amazing.
Yep.
Does anyone have any questions? Oh, Carrie.
What is your most haunted location that you guys want to go visit?
I always wanted to visit the pyramids in Egypt. For some reason, I always figured that would be really cool to investigate that. I don't know, just something very fascinating.
I just want to go somewhere outside of the country, I have Latin American roots, so I want to do Mayan and Azteca and Inca and just see what kind of craziness we can capture.
Yeah.
Sure. But here in the U.S., it's just anything the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum is on my bucket list, Eastern State Penitentiary, those places. I've been to a few other places that I can check off, so that's cool.
So you check them off the list.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some that's super frustrating. I don't know if Eastern State's opened back up, but they were I emailed them a while back and they're like, we're only doing historical tours now. We're not doing paranormal stuff anymore. And I was like, really? Why?
It's all about the Benjamins.
Yeah, I'm sure they throw enough money at them.
Yeah,
they're fine with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Does anyone have any other questions, Chris?
Yes.
So you mentioned possibly going abroad and visiting some Aztec or fill in the blank areas. A lot of the tools used are to pick up voices. If these voices are speaking other languages,
That'd be amazing.
How would you pick that out from the noise?
I don't know. Probably the same as in South Florida. We have a lot of history that dates back thousands of years ago to Native Americans, and we've gotten Native American conversations. You can't understand it, but you can actually tell it's a human voice, and they're speaking a different language. So I don't know. If you can get some good EVPs, you could probably distinct this is definitely something here. We may not understand it, but yeah. And it's with the equipment to see what we can get to set it off.
Right, what
You
goes
know,
off there.
yeah,
Especially with
definitely.
pyramids, there's no power there. It's gonna
Yeah.
interfere
And
with
plus,
anything.
I speak Spanish, so
Yep.
like I don't know. I mean, I know back then they didn't speak Spanish,
Right.
but anything that happened like during the Spanish period when they were like colonizing
Right,
South America
yeah.
and Central
Might pick
America,
up
we'd be able to
some
pick
there,
that stuff up. And I know they were trying to, convert all those Native Americans, Inca, Maya, and Azteca to Catholicism.
Mhm.
So
You definitely might pick it.
Mhm.
That's also like a very like intense historical situation too. So it's like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
don't doubt
very
that
traumatic.
there's a very traumatic situation.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that there's
perfect elements for paranormal
right.
activity.
Those are usually the
Sure.
ones that end up being that way, right?
Yeah,
Like we talked about
definitely.
insane asylums, talked about prisons, like things like that. Where it
Yeah.
seems like unfortunately, it seems like the more trauma, the more sometimes response you get from places, the more imprint
Yeah,
there is.
definitely.
in that place.
yes,
I was
sir.
gonna- I was gonna ask you what's just your favorite instruments to use, but I want to ask you, can you explain to everybody what goggles are?
Okay, so we came up with, well, I didn't come up, a team member of mine, Michael Del Coro, he's our
Shout out to Mike.
yeah, he's our tech guy, and he's always like trying to be creative and find different things to do. So everyone knows what the Estes method is. So we do a twist on it, and it's sensory deprivation. So basically, you got noise canceling headphones with the SB7 spirit box running through it, and instead of a blindfold, we use these goggles that flash red lights, and that's from the Gansfeld experiment, where they were using sensory deprivation to test people for ESP.
Oh, yeah.
And it works really good on people who are sensitive because they just like wild things start happening. I mean, and things happen to me and I'm not sensitive, and
Right.
I've seen some crazy things. I was able to pick out a murder suicide that happened at a location that was like next door. So it was pretty cool. It like blew my mind away. And it's cool because like when you're under it, you don't know what the questions are, and then you're looking at the video later and you know what the questions are, and you're spitting out these words and you're like, holy crap, like this is all like coming together. It's
Right,
really
this
weird.
is like right on point.
Yeah.
I love when those happen, when it's like the answer's like right on, dead
Mhm.
on with the question.
Yeah, especially when it's dead on with the history that happened too.
And then it lines up with everything else.
That's
Yeah.
one of the coolest things I've seen.
Yeah. So like the coolest thing when we did that, when I did it personally, was at a place called the Last Chance Saloon. You're the Last Chance Saloon.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be there, damn it. But anyway, next to that bar, there's a vacant lot. And about 5 years ago, this guy murdered his wife, strangled her with a tie wrap up in North Miami, and then took his 8-year-old boy down to the Keys. Didn't make it down to the Keys and stopped at the Last Chance Saloon because that's the last stop on the way to the Keys, that long stretch where you want to get a drink or whatever. But there's a vacant lot there, so he turned in there, ended up strangling his son and committing suicide. So it was really cool. I was on stage at the Last Chance Saloon, and Mike, my partner, he was like blurting out questions, and I was blurting out answers. And I was able to say boy, 8 years old. The boy was 8 years old. I was even able to like say his last name, Cantos, like through the SB7. So that was pretty like crazy. So. And then what was cool even after that, it's like after like the owner was telling me like what happened next door, and I didn't know anything about it. Well, the police officer, like they were shutting down, like came by to like they're always checking on them, make sure like they don't get robbed or anything.
Right.
He was the first police officer at the scene of the crime.
Oh wow.
And he took us there, and we were getting EVPs that related to us doing the Delco experiment in the bar. So that was pretty cool.
So he was like, I love that when those things line up.
Yeah, it just blew my mind away. And then like I watched the video later of me doing it, and I'm like, holy crap, like just mind blowing.
That's insane.
Oh, and then I was seeing shadow figures
Like just kind
in
of
front of me, goggles flashing red light. So how many see a shadow figure?
right.
So that was really
right,
weird.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions? Janine, Franny, have you always been sensitive?
As a kid, yes. I think when I started having these, recurring nightmares, I would say for sure. I think that's where it started. Definitely, I think it's like inherited too from my mother's side. My grandmother, she was Colombian, so she was very, very sensitive, very intuitive. Like she just could pick up on somebody's, energy right away. Just know what type of person they are. I wouldn't say I'm psychic per se, but as a kid, yeah, I would definitely say that's how it started. And I just didn't know, what I was becoming. In other words, but that's where I did psychology and kind of wanted to explain the scientific mind. kind of rationalize things, in other words.
All right. So what are you guys investigating tonight?
Tonight we're gonna make the Washu.
Washoe. Nice. That's like
And I'm gonna try to do the Delco. So I'm gonna go live on Ghost Hunter South Florida on Instagram. So if you want to watch it,
So
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
try my best.
And where else can they find you guys?
The internet here is a little bit sketchy, so don't
It
get
is a
mad
little.
if I can't get on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be there and the White Bowl, and then you guys hooked us up with a room that we're
Yes.
gonna be at towards the end of the
That's in
night.
your room.
Mhm.
And then so you guys are on YouTube. So where can people find you? YouTube, Instagram?
Yeah, well, if you go to warpartyparanormal.com, all our links are there to our YouTube. We have a weekly radio show that we do to the KGR Broadcasting Network, but you can watch it on our YouTube channel. It's free that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I get a membership, but do a membership because there's awesome people there. Bishop Long and MUFON, the UFO scripted. But anyway, we have it every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and our show is live. And basically what we talk about is our most recent investigations, and we show video clips of the evidence that we captured and show it off to people. And then every now and then we'll get like a paranormal celebrity, like Patty Negree and Vivian.
And me.
Yep.
I'm on there
So
sometimes.
and Jamie. You're a rock star. So yeah.
All right, guys. So thank you so much, and we will see you tonight.
All right.
Thank you.